first, our smart topic of the day. You may want to watch what you post online because it could cost you your job. Have you heard about the high school English teacher in Philadelphia who was suspended for blogging about her kids?
Well, she called her students lazy whiners and disengaged. And apparently they weren't too happy about that, and the school district has suspended her for it. We invite you to jump on Facebook and look at some of them and join into all of it. And we're going to continue reading those comments throughout the show, so log in and let's chat. And joining the conversation and the discussion with us now is Dianne Sikel. She is a mother of two and a communications coach. Nice to have you here. And also, Lakeisha Givens is with us. She is a parent and program director as well for FIBCO Family Services. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Welcome, ladies.
All right, well, let's just start with both of you because I know you've got opposite opinions. Dianne, let us hear it. Rip it out for us. What do you think on all this?
Personally, I think that the teacher has a right to her own opinion, and I think that everyone has a right to vent their frustrations, and it would be foolish to think that just because she's a parent, she should be censored.
Yeah, okay. And how about you, Lakeisha?
I disagree. I think that the line of work that you work in, it deems you by certain rights and confidentialities when you're working with children.
That the bar is higher.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Although you have to think, you know, and some of us know teachers very well that really do have to deal with an awful lot in the classroom, that if they're venting to their friends about all of this and they're not venting actually to the students or the parents or the principal, that, you know, would it be any different really than us going home and complaining about our coworkers?
Well, absolutely.
I don't think so either.
On the web, it is. On the web, everything is accessible on the internet.
And that's really kind of the situation. Don't you think that we're talking now, it's really kind of raised the bar because it is on the web?
Absolutely.
Everything is on the web.
Yes.
I do agree on that extent. But she didn't put any names. She didn't call out anybody, Lakeisha, when it came to that. So I think that, you know, first of all, I think the teachers are so underpaid and they have so much pressure because they say that they are part of raising a child, which they are significantly, probably even more so than some parents.
Right.
So, and we put a lot of pressure on them, but they're also human beings. And, you know, there are some kids out there, and I'll be one to admit that some kids that I'm just like, really? So rude. I remember one time I got cut off by a kid, it's a 12-year-old kid. She was so rude that I was just like, OMG, really? For real? And, you know, it frustrated me. And I remember going home talking to my husband about that. Now, I didn't go on Facebook and talk about this particular child, but, you know, it was frustrating.
And that's really the question at hand. Putting it on Facebook is inappropriate. It's accessible for those children to see it, and it can be very, very detrimental to their growth and their trust in teachers and their communities. So it's a form of betrayal. I think what should have been done, if she had those type of concerns, because they're valid concerns, they should have been addressed in a different way as her being in a position of authority to teach. And so she should have dealt with that and maybe dealt with the counselors. I have groups of children. There's this need in our community because the schools service the community.
Now, Dianne, wouldn't you agree, though, that I think probably 99.9% of teachers that are out there in America right now, as we go through cold and flu season, would call their kids germ bags because...
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that we can all kind of, you know, agree that some of these things taken in bits and pieces are probably very true, and yet, you know, is it okay to say those things?
Well, I think it's okay to say it, and if you take it personally, if it's about your child, you're taking it personally. And how do you know it's about your child if your child's name wasn't named?
And in the bigger scope of all this, doesn't it kind of create an awareness of some of those issues that are in the classroom? When you talk to any teacher these days, they say, you know, you can't discipline a child, you certainly can't touch a child, you have so little power in a classroom anymore over children, and they know that, so they get the attitudes and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So would this be a larger discussion then of you know, how we really create an image there where it's positive for what the kids think of the teacher and the teacher think of the kids, creating some kind of order again in some of these behavioral issues?
Well, I think that in my elementary school, my school did, Palmdale Elementary, they did life skills training when you encountered problems like that. When you had a group of kids, you know, going at it at the school, they brought them all together for a group or for a session. And so those things have been somehow pushed to the back burner as ways of coping with the challenges within the school system.
Sounds like it's time to do that again. Michigan and
Yeah.
in Philadelphia, maybe in
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
And every day.
Yeah, and every day. Well, we're out of time, but we thank you for your opinions.
thank
It's
you
nice
for
to
having me.
have both of you on the show with us.
Could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But ladies, thank you so much for
No
expressing both
problem.
your
Thank you.
opinions.
No
We appreciate
problem.
that.
Thank you.
Jump online as well and join the conversation with us. Hey, still to come on Smart